When you think about hauling a big family or a whole crew of people around in comfort, you probably picture a giant, expensive SUV. But there is a far cleverer, far more spacious, and far more flexible answer that most people completely overlook. This is the Ford Tourneo Custom, and while it might share its bones with a humble delivery van, do not let that fool you, because this is one of the most genuinely versatile and useful vehicles that money can buy. It can seat up to 9 people, swallow a mountain of luggage, and crucially, it lets you pick exactly how you want to power it. Let me show you why it deserves your attention. Let us be honest about what this is from the start. The Tourneo Custom is van-shaped because underneath it is a van, the hugely popular Ford Transit Custom. But Ford has done a brilliant job of making it look smart rather than commercial, with a bold, modern front end, sleek lighting, and proportions that, in the right color and on the right wheels, look genuinely sharp. And that van shape is the entire point, because it is what gives you that enormous, boxy, usable interior space. There are no swooping style over substance rooflines eating into headroom here. Instead, you get huge sliding side doors for easy access, even in a tight parking space, a tall roof, and a massive square load area. This is a vehicle designed around the radical idea of actually being useful. And step inside, and that usefulness just hits you. The space is genuinely cavernous. Depending on the version, you can seat 8 or 9 adults in real comfort, with proper, full-size seats in every row, not the cramped fold-away afterthoughts you get in the third row of most SUVs. The seats are clever too, sliding, folding, and in some versions even rotating to face each other, so you can configure the space for people, for cargo, or for a mixture of both. And the great news is that the cabin up front has been thoroughly modernized, so it no longer feels like a work van. You get a big, crisp touchscreen, comfortable car-like seats, a smart steering wheel, and all the modern technology and safety kit you would expect, making it a genuinely pleasant place to spend a long journey. It bridges the gap between van and car beautifully. If you love clever, practical vehicles that the mainstream ignores, please do subscribe. But here's the really clever part. The bit that makes the Tourneo Custom so flexible, the choice of powertrains, because Ford lets you pick exactly the right one for your life. If you cover huge distances, there are efficient and torquey diesel engines that will tow heavy loads and cruise all day. If you want to cut your running costs and do a lot of urban driving, there is a plug-in hybrid, which pairs a petrol engine with a battery to give you around 30 miles of pure electric range. Ideal for slipping silently and cheaply through the city before the petrol engine takes over for the longer trips. And if you want to go fully electric, there is the E-Tourneo Custom, a 100% electric version with a usable range of around 200 miles, perfect for a zero-emissions business or a green family. One vehicle, 3 completely different ways to power it. So whether you are a big family, a small business, or an airport taxi operator, there is a version tuned precisely to your needs. Almost nothing else offers that kind of breadth. Now for the honest part, because it is not all perfect, and there are trade-offs to accept. The first is simply that, no matter how nicely it is finished, this is still a big, tall, van-based vehicle. So it does not drive with the agility or feel quite as plush on the road as a purpose-built luxury SUV, and its size means you need your wits about you in tight car parks. The second is cost. A well-spec'd Tourneo Custom, particularly the electric one, is not cheap, and the full electric version's range, while usable, is fairly modest for the money once you load it up with people and luggage. And in the plug-in hybrid, once that small battery is depleted, the fuel economy from the petrol engine hauling all that weight is nothing special. These are the honest compromises of choosing space and flexibility above all else. So, the verdict on the Ford Tourneo Custom. If your absolute priority is carrying lots of people and lots of stuff, in real comfort, with total flexibility over how you power it, then there are very few vehicles on the planet that do it better. It is the master of practicality, a vehicle that makes even the biggest, most expensive 7-seat SUV suddenly look cramped, compromised, and a little bit silly. Yes, you give up some driving polish and some curb appeal, and you pay for the privilege. But for the right buyer, the large family, the active crew, the small business, the Tourneo Custom is not a compromise at all. It is quite possibly the most genuinely useful and versatile vehicle you can buy, and it deserves to be on far more shortlists than it currently is.